Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. This one's going to be a fun one, Taquan. This one's going to be so fun. We have a new guest here in our studio. We'd love for him to introduce himself, his first and last name, and the name of his business.
Hi, my name is Geoffrey Klein, and my company's called 9 Dots.
Okay, so we have to get to the 9 dots. Okay. All right, Taquan has already warned us because we've already been chatting before. And you know, I mean, when I'm around good people, good things happen, but we have to condense our time. We're on a time restraint. It's not me, it's Taquan, okay? So don't be mad at me. Right, Taquan?
Taquan, come
right,
on.
It is. Okay, but I want to hear why. Why 9 dots?
Well, I don't usually reveal it because it's a visual thing, but I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you what it's about. It's about connecting the dots.
Connecting the dots.
So, it's based on a puzzle called the 9 Dots puzzle.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's talk about the premise of your business. What exactly do you do?
I help people communicate better through the power of story and visual communication.
Oh, I love that.
So we are a visual content agency. We produce graphics, video, and animation to help people, businesses, share their message to the right people.
Oh, so important. I don't think people think so often about the story as much as they're thinking about the product or service, right? They spend thousands of hours making sure that the cookie is perfect, but they don't really think about the story. Why is the story just as important, if not more important, than even your product?
So my belief is that what you're trying to do is connect with people. And the best way to do that is by effective communication. Right. So the best way to communicate is through story, and that's not just my belief, it's actually been proven in science.
Yeah.
So there was a neuroscience in Princeton who did studies about what happens when you're given information in terms of your brain activity, and what happens when someone tells you a story. Ooh. So when someone tells you information, data, facts, figures, 2 parts of your brain activate, and those are the parts of the brain, the Broca and Vernix, if you want.
Yeah, no, they want to know.
I'm not a medical person.
Nor am I.
Those are the parts that make you understand the meaning, so you know what the words mean that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When someone tells you a story, your brain lights up, and all these different parts of your brain become active, and as a result, you end up understanding and remembering what people tell you. So if your message is, and your objective is to get people to listen, understand, and remember your message, the story is always going to be the best way to do that. The
story is always going to be and I love the idea of your brain lighting up, right?
Well, we're hardwired. That's the thing, is we're hardwired for story, and we have been forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I like to say that it's a modern day tactic or concept that's age old, because it's been happening for thousands of years from caveman drawings and all the rest of it.
Yeah, but taking that story and bringing that story to life, because I know that you talked about in the description of your business the various ways in which you aid people in telling stories. Why don't we discuss some of those ways?
Sure. So, I'm going to tell you a story that will kind of answer that question.
I love it.
It's about a woman named Coco Storvis. Do you know?
I don't think I know.
So Coco Storvis was a socialite in the late 50s, early 60s, who was known as being the most connected person in the world.
Okay.
And part of that was because she was just well connected, from like world leaders to artists to everyone in between. And the reason she was so well connected was because she really was a master communicator. And she was also an artist. So she told these stories in her studio. And people were captivated by her stories. And she used, even back then, using mixed media and all these different ways to really connect with people. And so everyone was like, Coco is the most connected person in the entire world.
Right, you gotta know Coco.
Gotta know Coco. But the most fascinating thing to me about Coco is that the story is completely a fabrication of my mind.
Wait, what?
It's a fabrication of my mind based on my worldview about story.
I love him. You know, he just tricked me.
Yeah, so if you think about here's how it goes. So it's layers. So what's the object of humanity is to connect with people. So that's at the top, connect.
Right.
How do we connect with people? By effectively communicating.
Right.
What's the best way to communicate? By telling a story.
Oh, I love.
And what's the most powerful way to tell a story is through visual communication. So if you take those pieces, you get CO, co, store, viz.
Coco Storvis. So you made up a fictional person.
I made up a fictional person.
I love the fact that you made her female.
I did.
And I appreciate that.
And when I do it visually.
Was that intentional? Say yes.
Yes, definitely.
So that was good. So that.
And I have, it's funny. I went to look for a photo. I once had an illustration made of her, and then I found a photo, and the photo I'm going to use when I present it is a picture of my grandmother.
Is it?
who was an artist.
She's the original Coco.
She's the original, and she was very glamorous and
Isn't
wonderful.
that lovely? And I love how he was just like, "Do you know who she is?" And I was just like, "No, I have no idea."
I should know
and
who
I'm
this
sure,
is.
and I'm sure there are people that sit and talk to him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I think I've heard of her before." Right?
I get that.
I love
I
that.
get
I
that.
love you.
So,
Like, no, you didn't.
That's part of the story, is to get people on board.
But
So
it's truth. I love that.
visual storytelling is
Yeah.
the most powerful way to communicate, and there's study after study. I'll give you one example of some statistics. So our brain processes visual communication 60,000 times faster than text.
60,000.
Times faster
We're
than
doing
text.
something right, Taquan.
So
every day.
by having a visual medium, there's
Yeah.
much more likely that people understand and understand quickly.
Right.
And the reason that's important is because of the dual epidemic we're all suffering from,
Yeah.
which is infobesity
Yeah.
and short attention spans. Yeah.
Infobesity.
Infobesity,
Too
another
much
word,
information.
is information overload.
I'm obsessed with
So-
I've never heard infobesity
Yeah,
before.
I didn't coin it, but
You did it.
I've appropriated
But
it.
I will abuse it.
You may
because I
abuse
really love that word.
One of the studies that they did was
Infobesity.
they found that in the last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
we've created more information than we have since
The
before.
beginning of time.
Yes. So we're
believe it.
all being bombarded every day, all day with information.
That's
How
right.
do we cut through that noise? At the same time,
Yeah.
sadly, human attention spans are going smaller.
Oh my God,
and
so
smaller.
small. We were just talking about
What
this.
I share with people is that they did a study in about 2000
Yeah.
where they calculated that the average human attention span was 12 seconds.
Yes.
Currently, the average attention span of a
Tell me.
goldfish
What?
is 9 seconds.
Oh,
And now the
stop.
average attention span of a human is 8
8
seconds.
seconds. That's what I
So our
read the other
attention span
day.
is less than that of a goldfish. So
I
it's
read
really
that the other
important
day.
when you use visuals, you cut through that because you capture people's attention,
Wow.
their brain lights up, and they're engaged. And
8 seconds.
yeah, I know. You don't
That's
have long.
wild. That's
So
wild.
hopefully people are still watching and haven't distracted.
I know,
by something
right?
else.
But you were obsessed with us in the midst of the infobesity.
Infobesity.
Infobesity. I have to learn how to say it so I can abuse it because I absolutely love it. And so in doing this for clients, explain to me kind of the journey. So they come to you, they tell you what it is that they're up to, they show you their product, they show you their service. Is it different for everybody? Talk to me a little bit about the journey.
I developed an acronym called the Story Pad.
Okay.
And the pad is the beginning, middle, and end, which every story should have.
Okay.
The P is the problem or pain of your audience.
Love this.
The A is the answer or solution you give them.
Love it.
And then the D is the difference it makes in their business.
Do you not love? I mean, is
So-
it not a breath of fresh air? Do you not love this?
Because
Speaks
I
my
think,
language.
you know, the most popular
Yeah.
radio station, WIIFM?
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
No.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist.
Okay,
either.
fair enough. This is what he does.
It
He
stands
challenges me.
for-
I can no longer. If he asks you if you know something, assume the answer is no. Right.
It stands for what's in it for me.
That's it.
And again,
Walk in the streets.
the story pad forces you to think about your audience.
Yeah.
To see what's in it for them because you start with their pain or their problem. Nobody cares about what you do.
Right. Right.
They only care about what you can do for them.
I understand. And we preach this thing. This is why I love him. This is why I love him.
And so that's what we do with
Yeah.
our clients is we help them understand what is the problem they're solving.
Yeah.
We start there, and then we showcase, okay, how do we solve this problem?
How do we solve
and then how does that impact your business?
And how does that impact your business? Let's pop back to the different platforms or channels that we use in order to do that, as far as the storytelling is concerned, right? So
All of them.
D, all of the above, right? E, all of the above. F, all of
So
the
I always feel like, I love the word. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying that words don't matter. In fact,
course.
whenever we develop usually animated videos, what do we
Yeah.
start with? The script.
Yeah.
The words matter a lot. It's about taking those words,
Yeah.
crafting the story, and then making it come alive with the visuals.
I love that. And
So
what
whether
types
it's a
of
video,
visuals?
so we do a lot of kind of video work,
Okay.
and then we do a lot of animation work, and then we do
that.
graphics as well because
Yeah.
sometimes you want that infographic just to explain the things that are important,
Yeah.
And then you can go a little deeper with video. It's very fresh,
Yes.
and you get the real people. And then animation, you have such latitude. You can
Yeah.
create anything, people flying and things that don't exist. So
love it.
and it stands out. It
I
stands out.
absolutely. It seems that Taquan and I were on the right track, right? We're on the right track doing amazing things, working with amazing people. I'm obsessed with everything that you're doing. Whether you're sharing a fictional story with me that I
hope you'll
need
forgive
to
me for
know.
that.
No, not at all. At least I answered correctly as opposed to like,
Oh yeah, I know.
oh yeah, totally. No, I knew. Anyway, so I want to make sure that everybody out there knows how to get in touch with you. And again, if they are in the business of any business and have a story to tell, they definitely have to get in touch with our new friend. If people want to follow, fan, and like you, get in touch with you wherever they find that information.
As a speaker, Geoffrey
Yes,
Klein
yes.
on most platforms, mostly Instagram, LinkedIn if you want to talk to me professionally, and then for 9 Dots, it's usually 9 Dots Media on most platforms. But if you go to 9dotsmedia.com, it'll have all the links and things you need.
Okay, perfect. Well, then I suggest you do so. I suggest you follow, fan, and like our new friend. It is time for all of you to tell your stories. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and we'll see you soon. Take care.